For over 2 decades, the Toyota Tundra was not just a pickup truck. It was a mechanical fortress. Powered by the legendary 5.7-liter V8, it was the undisputed king of automotive longevity. The million-mile truck. A vehicle that you could drive to the end of the earth and back, change the oil, and do it all over again. But if you walk into a Toyota service center today, you will not see the triumphant legacy of Japanese engineering. You will see absolute chaos. You will see brand new, $80,000 trucks literally torn in half. You will see the cabs lifted off the frames. You will see mechanics working 20-hour shifts, surrounded by piles of doomed, unrepairable engine blocks. And at the center of this carnage is the V35 AFTS. A 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 that was supposed to be the glorious, high-tech future of Toyota. Instead, it has become a catastrophic, $500 million nightmare. What you are about to hear is the forensic truth of National Highway Traffic Safety Administration Recall 24V381 and the subsequent expansion, 25V767. We are going to expose exactly how microscopic metal shavings, corporate arrogance, and a compromised manufacturing process brought the world's most trusted automaker to its knees. Picture this scenario. You have just purchased a pristine, 2023 magnetic gray Toyota Tundra. You are driving down the interstate with your family at 70 miles per hour. The engine is purring. The cabin is quiet. Suddenly you hear a loud, violent knock from deep inside the engine bay. It sounds like a heavy hammer repeatedly striking an anvil. Before you can even react, the dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree. Oil pressure drops to 0. A massive shudder rips through the chassis, and the engine violently seizes. Your rear tires lock up momentarily. You have just lost all motive power, all power steering, and all power braking assistance. You wrestle the 3-ton truck to the shoulder of the highway, your heart pounding. Your brand new Tundra is now a very expensive paperweight. You have just become a victim of the machining debris scandal. Before we dissect the exact mechanical failure, we must understand what Toyota sacrificed to get here. The previous generation Tundra was powered by the 3URFE, a naturally aspirated 5.7-liter V8 engine. It was a massive, thirsty, heavy block of iron and aluminum. It got terrible fuel economy and it was slow by modern standards. But it was practically indestructible. It was common to see that V8 easily surpassed 300,000 miles with nothing but routine maintenance. Some famously crossed the 1 million mile mark. It was the absolute bedrock of Toyota's truck division. But strict government regulations, aggressive fuel economy mandates, and the market demand for more towing power forced Toyota's hand. They retired the legendary V8 and bet their entire truck future on the new V35 AFTS. This new engine features a long stroke, a high compression ratio, and highly sophisticated dual injection systems. By bolting 2 large turbochargers to the exhaust manifolds, Toyota extracted 389 horsepower and nearly 500 pound-feet of torque. It was an engineering marvel. But complexity is the enemy of reliability. When you downsize an engine block and force air induction through twin turbos, internal cylinder pressures skyrocket. The thermal load on the internal metal components is immense. The clearances inside the engine block shrink from fractions of a millimeter down to microscopic measurements. The oil must flow perfectly, instantly, and under massive pressure to keep the engine alive. In this highly stressed environment, microscopic cleanliness is not just important. It is the absolute difference between life and death for the engine. The engine blocks for the Tundra are manufactured in Huntsville, Alabama, and the Tahara plant in Japan. During the manufacturing process, solid blocks of aluminum alloy are subjected to intense machining. Massive drill bits and automated CNC machines bore out the cylinders, cut the complex oil passages, and tap the threaded bolt holes. This brutal process naturally creates thousands of tiny, razor-sharp metal shavings. In the mechanical engineering world, this is known as swarf. In a normal manufacturing environment, the engine block goes through a rigorous high-pressure chemical wash and ultrasonic cleaning to blast away every single microscopic particle of swarf before the engine is ever assembled. The margin for error is absolutely zero. But according to Toyota's own filings with the NHTSA, something went catastrophically wrong on the factory floor. The internal passages of the engine block were improperly cleaned. Microscopic metal chips were left hiding deep inside the oil galleries. When these engines were fully assembled and installed into vehicles, the trap was set. The moment you start the truck, the oil pump engages. It sends highly pressurized motor oil surging through the engine block to lubricate the rapidly moving parts. But in these defective engines, that wave of oil picks up the jagged little shards of leftover swarf and carries them straight into the most critical and delicate part of the engine: the crankshaft main bearings. The main bearings are the literal foundation of the engine. They hold the massive steel crankshaft in place as it spins thousands of times per minute. They do not use standard ball bearings. Instead, they rely entirely on hydrodynamic lubrication. A microscopic, highly pressurized film of oil sits between the bearing and the spinning crankshaft, preventing any metal-on-metal contact. It is an incredibly precise balance of fluid dynamics. But when the swarf enters this incredibly tight clearance, it acts like liquid sandpaper. The metal debris embeds itself into the soft bearing material and begins to violently carve into the spinning steel crankshaft journal. This friction generates massive amounts of heat. The bearing begins to melt and deform. It quickly loses its grip on the engine block and begins to spin with the crankshaft. This is known in the mechanic world as a spun bearing. The oil flow is completely choked off. The intense friction physically welds the bearing to the journal. The engine emits that terrifying knocking sound, widely known as the death rattle, and then, catastrophic seizure. For months, Toyota dealerships tried to silently manage the growing crisis. Owners of 2022 and 2023 Tundras were bringing their trucks in with violently blown engines. At first, Toyota was replacing individual short blocks under warranty, hoping it was just a bad batch. But the sheer volume of failures became impossible to hide. The online automotive forums were ablaze with angry owners. Then, on May 30, 2024, the hammer dropped. Toyota issued a massive safety recall under the code 24V381. The population was 102,092 vehicles. But the remedy was the real shockwave. You cannot just flush the oil and hope for the best. Once the debris has circulated, the engine is fundamentally and irreversibly destroyed. Toyota's only option was to completely replace the entire engine assembly free of charge. Let us talk about what an engine replacement actually looks like on a modern Toyota Tundra. This is not a simple afternoon job in your driveway. The Tundra's engine bay is so tightly packaged with turbochargers, intercoolers, and complex wiring harnesses that you cannot simply pull the engine out from the top. The official Toyota repair procedure requires a complete cab-off surgery. A master technician must evacuate the high-pressure refrigerant from the air conditioning lines. They must disconnect the electric power steering racks, the massive cooling arrays, the transmission lines, and the complex wiring harnesses that integrate the engine with the vehicle's safety sensors. Then comes the most dramatic part of the operation. The entire cab of the truck, the doors, the roof, the interior, the dashboard, is completely unbolted from the ladder frame. A heavy-duty two-post lift raises the entire body of the vehicle 6 feet into the air. What is left on the shop floor is a naked rolling chassis. The suspension, the wheels, the exhaust, the transmission, and the dead twin-turbo V6. Only then can the technician begin tearing down the engine block. But they do not just throw the old engine in the trash. Toyota requires the dealerships to meticulously transfer dozens of highly expensive components from the dead engine to the new short block. The technicians must unbolt the twin turbochargers, the high-pressure fuel pumps, the intake manifolds, the oil cooler, and the complex timing chain covers, and swap them over. This introduces an entirely new, terrifying risk. If the old engine destroyed itself by shredding its main bearings, the engine oil is entirely saturated with fine metal dust. That contaminated oil has been pumped relentlessly through the turbochargers. It has been pumped through the oil cooler lines. If the technician fails to perfectly flush the oil cooler lines, or if a single flake of bearing material remains hidden inside the turbo housing, that debris will be injected directly into the brand new replacement engine the second it is started. You are essentially poisoning the new engine with the blood of the old one. This is exactly why some owners have reported their replacement engines failing just thousands of miles after the repair. The contamination cycle simply repeats itself. Toyota estimates this job takes between 13 and 21 hours of continuous labor per truck. Dealership service bays are hopelessly clogged. Technicians are exhausted and overwhelmed. And the logistics of manufacturing and shipping over 100,000 replacement engines is a staggering billion-dollar nightmare. Some conservative estimates put the cost to Toyota at over $500 million in hardware alone. Not even counting the exorbitant labor costs of long-term rental cars for stranded owners and the catastrophic, unquantifiable damage to their reputation. But the scandal does not stop there. The initial recall was strictly limited to the standard gas-powered models. Toyota explicitly excluded the top-tier iForce Max hybrid models from the safety stops sale. Their internal logic was chilling. Toyota engineers argued to regulators that if a gas engine seizes in a hybrid Tundra, the electric motor still has enough torque to keep the vehicle moving long enough for the driver to safely pull over to the shoulder. They essentially admitted that the hybrid engines had the exact same swarf, the exact same risk of total mechanical failure. But they claimed it was not an immediate safety hazard simply because the electric motor acts as a fail-safe. Critics and automotive safety advocates called this a reckless gamble with human life. You are still driving a fundamentally compromised vehicle, waiting for a ticking time bomb to explode at highway speeds. And the timeline of the fix kept expanding. Toyota initially claimed that they had completely resolved the manufacturing defect by early 2023. They implemented new ultrasonic cleaning processes in Alabama. They assured the public that the 2024 models were perfectly safe. But in late 2025, the corporate narrative completely unraveled. Toyota was forced to issue Recall 25V767. The contagion had spread. Engines produced much later in the cycle, including those shipped directly from the esteemed Tahara plant in Japan, were found to contain the exact same deadly machining debris. The scope of the disaster ballooned to include the 2024 Tundras, the 2024 Lexus LX600, and even the highly anticipated Lexus GX550. Over 127,000 total vehicles were now caught in the crossfire. The very foundation of Toyota's legendary reliability had shattered in real time. Toyota CEO Koji Sato and Chairman Akio Toyoda now face one of the greatest corporate crises in automotive history. For a company that pioneered the Toyota production system, a philosophy built entirely on quality control, continuous improvement, and zero defects, this machining debris scandal is a profound humiliation. This wasn't a complex software glitch. This was a failure to sweep the floor. A failure to wash the raw metal out of the engine. A basic, fundamental failure of manufacturing discipline. When you are asking loyal customers to pay up to $80,000 for a pickup truck, the ultimate promise is peace of mind. That promise has been brutally broken. If you are the owner of a Tundra or a Lexus LX within the recall window, you are currently caught in a brutal waiting game. The resale value of these trucks has plummeted. Used car buyers are absolutely terrified of the V35 engine. Dealerships simply do not have the parts or the manpower to fix every truck immediately. Some owners have been driving cheap rental cars for months. Others are nervously driving their trucks every single day, listening to the radio with the volume turned all the way down. Terrified of hearing that metallic knock. If you own one of these vehicles, you must be extremely vigilant. Check your vehicle identification number on the NHTSA website immediately. Demand a comprehensive oil analysis from a laboratory to check for abnormal levels of copper, lead, and aluminum. Keep highly detailed records of every single warning light, strange noise, or rough idle. If you experience a sudden loss of power, pull over immediately. Do not attempt to drive the vehicle a single inch further. The entire automotive industry is watching closely. Can Toyota successfully rebuild its reputation? Will these replacement engines truly solve the underlying problem, or are we just resetting the clock on another mechanical disaster? The millions of loyal Toyota fans are waiting for a definitive answer. But one thing is absolutely certain today. The golden era of the million-mile Tundra, the unbreakable V8, is officially over. We are now living in the era of the twin-turbo V6. An era defined by extreme complexity, terrifyingly narrow tolerances, and catastrophic, billion-dollar failures. The burden of proof is now entirely on Toyota.